Hello everyone, I am Nivedita Jana from Ambika Prasad Research Foundation. Welcome to all of you to our channel, Biodiversity and Conservation. So today our topic is the food chain, its characteristics, types and significance. So let's discuss. So first we have to know that what is food chain and what it defines. The sequential interlinking of organisms involving the transfer of food and energy from the producers through a series of organisms with repeated eating and being eaten is called as food chain. The ecosystem is characterized by the energy flow and the circulation of materials through its members. In other words, the biotic factors of the ecosystem are linked together by food. For example, the producers from the food for the herbivores, which in turn form the food for the carnivores. The sequence of the eaters being eaten is called food chain. A food chain shows one of several possible pathways along which nutrients and energy can flow through an ecosystem. At each transfer, a portion of the assimilated energy is lost as heat. In complex, natural communities, organisms whose nourishment is obtained from the sun by same number of steps are said to belong to the same trophic level. Then let's discuss about the characteristics of a food chain. The transfer of energy in a food chain takes place through a series of organisms that consume and are consumed. Thus, it involves a nutritive interaction between the biotic components of an ecosystem. The plants and animals, which depend successively on one another in a linear manner, form the limbs of a food chain. There is unidirectional flow of energy from sun to producers and then to a series of consumers of various types. The length of food chain is the number of links in it. Depending on productivity of community, food chains can have fewer or more than three topic levels. The average length of most food chains in nature is 4 to 5 links, although food chains of up to 10 links have been reported, but such instances are very rare. The shorter the food chain, the nearer the organism is to the autotrophs, the greater is the energy available to the population, and food chains that have an odd number of trophic levels should be filled with lost vegetation because herbivores are kept in check by predators. Food chains that have an even number of trophic levels should have low plant abundance because plants are herbivore limited, and omnivores occupy more than one trophic level, and some organisms occupy different trophic positions in different food chains. Then coming to its types, so two types of food chains are generally distinguished in an ecosystem: the grazing food chain and the detritus food chain. An additional special type of food chain is the food cycle. So first we are going to discuss about the detritus food chain, which is also known as saprophytic food chain. The organic waste exudates and dead matter derived from the grazing food chain are generally termed as detritus. The energy contained in this detritus serves as the source of energy for a group of organisms, which are also known as detrivores, that are separated from the grazing um, food chain and generally termed the detritus food chain. This type of food chain goes from dead organic matter into microorganisms and then to organisms feeding on detritus and their predators. It has some characteristics such as in the detritus food chain, the energy flow remains as a continuous passage rather than as a stepwise flow between discrete entities. And then in next, energy storage for detritus food chain may be largely external to the organisms and the detritus itself. The organisms of the detritus food chain are algae, bacteria, actinomycetes, fungi, protozoa, insects, mice, crustaceans, centipedes, mollusks, rotifers, annelids, nematodes, etc. And the detritus organisms gradually break down the complex organic molecules present in the organic waste or dead tissues into much simpler compounds like humic acids. The decomposers process large amounts of organic matter, converting it back into its inorganic nutrient form. The detritus food chain exists in every ecosystem and is very important for the circulation of materials. In terrestrial and littoral ecosystems, it is the major pathway of energy flow. In some ecosystems, more energy flows through the detritus food chain than through the grazing food chain. Such ecosystems are thus less dependent on direct solar energy, and those depend chiefly on the influx of organic matter produced in another system. Then coming to the grazing food chain, it starts from green plants which are known as autotrophs or producers, and ends to carnivores by passing through herbivores. Thus, the gross production of plants may need three phases. It may be oxidized in respiration, it may be eaten by herbivores, it may be die and decay. In herbivores, the assimilated food may be stored as carbohydrate, protein, or fat, or rebuilt by the animals into simple or very complex organic molecules. The energy required to perform these transformations is supplied by respiration. The disposition of energy in herbivores follows three routes, like respiration, secondly, decay of organic matter by decomposers, and in third, consumption by carnivores. And the grazing food chain is of two types. One is prey-predator food chain, and the second one is parasitic food chain. So the in prey-predator food chain, here one animal captures and devours another animal. The animal which is being eaten is called prey, and the animal which eats it is called predator. The predator chain is formed of plants, herbivores, primary carnivores, secondary carnivores, and so on. And ecosystems with such types of food chain are directly dependent on the influx of solar radiation. This type of food chain thus depends upon autotrophic energy capture and the further movement of the captured energy. And most of the ecosystems in nature follow this type of food chain. Then in the second type is parasitic food chain, in which the plants and animals of the grazing food chain are infected by parasites. When the smaller organisms like parasites consume larger ones without outright killing of the host, the food chain is called parasitic food chain. This food chain is characterized by parasites which live on or inside the body of the host and derive nutritional benefit from the host in lieu of which the host is harmed. This food chain passes progressively from large organisms to smaller ones without outright killing, as in the case of predator. Then coming to the food cycle. So a food cycle is a directed sequence of one or more trophic links starting from and ending with the same species. A cycle of length one describes cannibalism in which a species eats itself. And cannibalism is common in nature. It does not, as once believed, occur only as a result of extreme food shortages or artificial conditions, but commonly occurs under natural conditions in a variety of species. So let's discuss about the significance of the study of food chains Food chain studies help in understanding the feeding relationships and the interactions between the organisms in any ecosystem, apprehending the energy flow mechanism and matter circulation in ecosystems, understanding the movement of the toxic substances in the ecosystem, and understanding the problem of biological magnification. So certain harmful substances such as DDT, mercury, etc. may get injected into plants and animals, which may not be broken down in the body or excreted easily. Instead, they accumulate and their concentration increases as they pass from one trophic level to the next. And since man is an omnivore and has access to all the trophic levels for food, he gets the toxic substances into his body in large amounts, and secondary and tertiary consumers located on top of the food chain also get the poison into their body. This phenomenon is called biological magnification. Thank you.